Hello, Malcolm here, and welcome to Tuesday Teaching Tips. This is episode 315, and we are beginning a new series. A series of 10 parts, with this one also as the 11th, an introduction. What are we going to be talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about the 10 commandments of effective teaching and preaching, the 10 commandments. Do you ever wonder if your teaching and preaching is effective? Do you sometimes sense that your preaching might not have the impact you had hoped? Now, if so, you are like 99% of speakers that I know, even the most experienced. And the 1% that aren't like this, well, I think they're a bit deluded, to be honest. Effectiveness is our goal, isn't it? I love this passage in Acts chapter 14, verse 1. It challenges me and inspires me. It says, "At Iconium, Paul and Barnabas went, as usual, into the Jewish synagogue. There, they spoke so effectively that a great number of Jews and Greeks believed. In a short time, a large church was established, and part of the reason for that was because of their effective speaking. So effectively they spoke." Now, while it's not healthy to be paranoid about our effectiveness, and nor can we ever measure it, shall we say, empirically, there is a place for considering whether we have set ourselves and our listeners up for success in terms of our effectiveness. In other words, we're looking at how to be effective, not just skilled, it's important, or accurate, certainly important, but being effective is the ultimate, you could say, measure of what we're doing. And that's what we're going to be exploring in the next 10 episodes after this of our teaching tips. So the plan, let me tell you the plan here. What are we going to be doing? The material I'm going to be using is based on something that my friend and excellent teacher, Rob Payne, sent me. His adapted 10 Commandments of Effective Teaching is based on an article from Douglas Jacoby's website, and I've put the link in the show notes, and you can go and look at the original, which is by Brian Fontaine. This episode is an introduction to the series, so let me tell you the 10 topics we'll be covering over the next 10 weeks. First commandment, know thy content, backward and forward, for your students' respect and attention begins here. Second commandment, proper planning and preparation prevent poor performance. Third commandment, wow, get and hold. We'll talk about that. Fourth commandment, respect the time. Fifth commandment, great learning is more important than great teaching. Sixth commandment, every learner is different, so differentiate. Seventh commandment, they won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Eighth commandment, enthusiasm is infectious. Ninth commandment, it doesn't matter how well you taught it, it matters how well they learned it. And 10th commandment, tests aren't just for students. Well, what do you think of those 10 commandments? If you didn't catch them all, I've put them in the show notes. I'd like to know what you think of these commandments. What's missing? And perhaps something's not there you think should be there. Which ones interest you the most? Please give me some feedback on this week's episode so that it'll feed into the episodes coming up. We'll start next week with the first commandment. My plan is to deliver bite-sized recordings, so these won't be particularly long. They're meant to be used then for personal reflection on our own preparation and presentation of our preaching and teaching, but also can be used, I think, quite effectively, in group discussion. And there's something there about doing this together, perhaps with other people who preach and teach in your local ministry, your family group, your location, your Sunday group. Maybe get together with one or two or three other people and discuss these points together. And if you do plan to do that, let me know how you're using this material. That would be very, very helpful. So please add your comments on this week's topic and leave those comments publicly where we can learn from each other, because we learn best when we're learning together in community. If you've got any questions about the Bible, drop me an email, malcolm@malcolmcox.org. You can find more information on my website, which is malcolmcox.org. And if you'd like a free copy of my ebook on spiritual disciplines, then sign up for my newsletter on my website, malcolmcox.org. If you know anybody that might benefit, please pass this link on, subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll stay in touch. Until the next time, keep calm and carry on teaching. Take care, and God bless.